Invasive species can be native invasive or they can be from a foreign country. When they move into environments that are not adapted to these species, such as the feral pigs, then they can wreak a lot of havoc.
I live right here at the foot of the Bankhead Forest. Lived here basically all my life. The hog population it's getting really out of hand.
The cane breaks in some areas. If you're in there, you're scared to death because if you bump in on a sow with pigs, you know you're in trouble.
They're rooting up the grain fields, eating up all the food that the deer and the turkeys need to survive, you know, and it's devastating to the creek systems. They root up all the bottoms.
I hate they're here. Probably around 10 years ago, we started seeing signs of the hogs just kind of trickling in. And over the last several years, it's done got completely awesome.
Sow, she'll have her first litter at 6 months, and then she'll have 2 litters every year. And on the average, 4 of them will survive. And so you can kind of do the math on that.
Other than shooting them during the season and hunting them trapping them during the off season, hunting them during the off season, I think that's just keep pecking at them.
Hogs were introduced in the mid and late 1400s, 1500s by Spanish explorers, and they were allowed to free range over the landscape in a lot of the South. So, you know, hogs are not new to the South. They didn't just get here, but they have certainly expanded their range. The word is that hunters introduced hogs here to have another hunting opportunity on something other than deer, which is a terrible mistake. There's no large predator out there to help control that problem. I quickly figured out that if I was going to have any impact on the wildlife in this area, the hog issue was going to be my biggest battle. They're not supposed to put political signs up in the national forest. So when they do, we just remove them and we use them to bait and trap hogs. We put them up against the back of the trap when we install a feeder to keep the feeder from slinging corn and bait outside the trap. We got reports a couple of weeks ago that there was a lot of damage being done to a cemetery that is located in the forest. They rooted around all around the headstones. They knocked a few of them over. We had to replace them or put them back up. That's a concern historically and culturally. When we first start baiting, we like to start with a bait site outside the trap just to get them accustomed to the trap being here. Then we'll move inside. And these hogs have already been in the trap. So. We monitor with cameras, which we found that to be very important. And when the hogs come in, start rooting around. It's a very simple design. The biggest problem that the hogs are creating here is habitat degradation and potential damage to rare plant communities along stream side corridors. And Smith Lake happens to be one of the clearest lakes in the state of Alabama, and we want to keep it that way.
The Conecuh National Forest is the largest tract of longleaf ecosystem left in the world, and the longleaf ecosystem is a declining ecosystem and is home to many rare and imperiled species. My name's Jimmy Stiles, and I'm a biologist with the Alabama Natural Heritage Program, and I hate hogs. Feral hogs have a wonderful sense of smell, and so they can smell turtle nests where turtles lay their eggs underground and routinely go through and eat turtles, which is particularly bad in Alabama, where we have one of the highest turtle diversities in the entire world. A lot of amphibians and reptiles are listed as endangered species and are declining throughout their ranges in the southeastern United States. And one of these is called the southern dusky salamander. The last time anybody saw a southern dusky salamander in Alabama was back in the late 1970s in this area right here. Unfortunately, this area has been ravaged by hogs for decades, and it is believed that these hogs have possibly led to the extirpation of the salamander in our state. Unfortunately, these amphibians are part of our global diversity, and we're just now starting to find out that they're really important to people. Things like medicines come from snake venom as well. We also get medicines from some of the compounds in amphibian skins, which are sometimes toxic to us, but when we take those chemicals and break them down, some very important medicines have been created from them. Unfortunately, invasive species are destroying our native biodiversity on a global scale.
Come on down there past Curry Farm, the big old farm on the left, and we'll be right on down there on the right. These farmers is fighting a losing battle. They plant these crops and then they have to, they have droughts and then they have too much rain, then they had to worry about the hogs. They shouldn't have to worry about a hog messing their crops up. When they start getting a lot of corn damage or peanuts rooted up and stuff, they'll call me. That's when we'll come in and come and help these farmers out. We'll go in and we'll find where the hogs has been like that night. And I put a dog, maybe 2 dogs out, and they'll start trailing the hogs. If the hogs walked last night, we'll find the hogs. You see the dog?
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I see red.
All right, let's catch it. Try to cross that pavement and go to that big swamp over yonder, or they gonna try to come back across here and go over there where smooth with them was a while ago. Let him go. They got pop. Come on! Well, then when the hogs stop, they go to baying the hogs, and then that's when we walk in there, catch the hog, get him down and kill him, and then get all the dogs back. I know a lot of different farmers that really need help, and we killed right at 400 hogs last year, so we do pretty good at it. That's why they always want to keep calling us back.